Excuse me. Hi guys, how are we going? Today I'm going to do another divine masculine reading. I want to see how they're going. I feel like we're building up to a bit of a big shift for a lot of the masculines in this collective that I'm channeling for, so I'd like to see how they are going. So I think I'll grab the After Tarot. Also, if you want a psychic reading done, I don't use cards for these. Normally, if you want me to, I can. I'm getting a lot of awesome feedback, many new clients, and yeah, so the details are down below. I can do photo readings, don't necessarily need a photo. I do Facebook chat or email readings. And they're $70 Australian, and I spend 40 minutes on the reading. Okie dokie. So, the Magician. Oh wow, I knew this was. Yeah. This popped out earlier. So we have the Magician here. And we have the Two of Swords. So the masculine has everything that he could possibly need at his fingertips, and he's more than capable. He's proven to himself that he's more than capable, but you know, he still doesn't realize that, you know, how much he's actually achieved. I'd also like to note, guys, that if you notice that I might seem nervous, like normally I'm definitely not that kind of person when I speak, well, usually, but in all the readings they're quite different. When I'm channeling, I can get the anxiety from the energy that I'm getting. I don't fully feel it, but you can tell in my breath and in my speech. Yeah, so he doesn't fully realize how capable he's actually been and how prolific he has been, and you know, he really undersees himself, underappreciates himself. You know, it's not that he needs to be grateful for what he has, because it's not about that. It's about him actually seeing how amazing he actually is. And I see that he's decided to go for it. Whatever that is, I feel this is about the feminine and changing his life, or you know, going for what he really wants. He's decided to go for it. He's making everything happen. He's decided not to hold back. Yeah, he's really excited about making this move. And here we have, you know, the Two of Swords. I'll just show you again. So in this one, you know, in this depiction, I feel like it's almost like this person, it's like I'm actually seeing it as if this blindfold is a little bit like it's made the person able to see just a little bit of what's been going on. And I feel like the masculine has realized the battles within himself and the people that are close to him, such as his family. Like I'm feeling again that there's some conflict with the family that he's really seeing now. He's starting to see it, and he's just really starting to accept that that's how things are. And I also feel like he's just going to be, okay, I'm just going to let that go. I'm going to let these battles, you know, I'm going to drop my part in them. I'm going to drop them, let them sort themselves out. I'm stepping away from whatever is hindering my ability to succeed in life, and I'm going to follow my passion and my heart. and my intuition. You know, I'm going to follow what feels good for me, what feels right for me, and I'm going to drop the bullshit. That's what I get from that. They're making some really big changes. So these ones all popped out. So we have the Ace of Cups. And I like to read the cards without looking at them all generally, because I like to just see what comes out and to see if there's confirmation following up. It's a little bit of a game I like to play. So yeah, so with the Ace of Cups here, we it's like the cup is already overflowing. He's not holding the cup now, he's actually holding this heart. So it's like he's ready to make an offer, make a new start, based on what his heart wants, and he wants to give his heart to someone, and he wants to do this in a peaceful manner, and there's a message of love coming in. There's a, yep. Whether or not this is in the 3D, it could be 5D that you're feeling this, or it could very well be a text message, or a social media contact. It's definitely going to be a direct message. So if it's in the 3D, it's a direct message. They're building up to that. You might find them liking things on your social media. I don't normally talk like this in specific, so this is interesting that this is coming through this way. Changes all the time, obviously. Yeah, so he's got everything down pat, really. He's got everything in place. He's ready to go for love. Yeah, and then we have the Knight of Pentacles. So, you know, this guy, yeah, I mean, sorry, the King of Pentacles. I'm so sorry, the King of Pentacles. This bull here, you know, this is like, it's almost like he's tamed this bull. It's like the masculine has harnessed his gusto, and you know, he's had a bit of a break, and he's been hermiting a bit, and he's decided to go forward. And even if this is creeping a bit slowly, because you know, this bull is being held back a little bit, he's sort of holding back because he wants to be sure that yeah, like I say, like his next move is wow. And there's also this, what looks like down underneath his foot here, there's an armored foot, and it looks like there's some sort of beast's foot that he's stepping on, as though it's like, wow, that's pretty cool. It's like a monster's. Anyway, it's like, I think he's slayed the shit in his life, and the shit that has been haunting him, and he's just about to go for it. He's about to break through and just run for the red flag that is his passion, which is awesome. Yeah, and then we have the Nine of Pentacles. This is the feminine, you know, he knows that probably for her it's gone really slow. Like it feels like it's been going really slow. There's the snail here on the ground, which, you know, and to grow, you know, to grow some plants here. They look quite prolific, they look fruitful. You know, it takes time, and she's been very patient, and he thanks her for that. And this glove here, I feel like that's like a reference to throwing down the gauntlet. Like she's just like, yeah, I'm gonna go with the fruit of the situation. I'm not gonna fight anymore. So that's really nice. I think the masculine are feeling that's how she will be as well. Very calm energy actually today, which is really super cool. So I'm going to get some new visions. They're beckoning me. This is the new visions tarot. Yeah. So we have the Strength card here. We have the Strength card and the Chariot card. So the masculine did once prevent themselves from dreaming big, from dreaming about what they wanted, because they just never thought they would be good enough to get it, or that they would be good enough for the person that they thought was good, that was great for them. They just never thought that they would be able or strong enough to be with them. And you know, this Strength card, it's like it's like the feminine's just been like, has tamed him a bit, and just really by being herself, by existing, you know, not necessarily in have been together much in the 3D, but that could be well as well. But the feminine has really sort of helped the masculine educate himself on his strengths, and has opened up his eyes. Her presence has opened up his eyes to how amazing he is, and he's ready to go for it. And you know, these people behind the Chariot here are being led. They're sort of walking. It's like they're walking forward. It's like no one can see the masculine and the feminine figures here behind the Chariot. You know, in essence, it could be considered. You know, what's coming through is it's like it's their energy that has pushed us forward. It's not the big show of you know, it's not what everyone wants to see in the foreground, because that's not how this relationship looks like. But eventually, it's even better than anyone was expecting, and it will literally blow people's minds. Yeah, so I feel like this is really, there's some forward movement here, but it's not because of the, you know, it's because of the masculine and feminine's energy pushing it in that direction. Okay. Now I'm using the Light Seers Tarot. It's funny, I'm being told that these readings are very serious, but yeah, sometimes they are, and sometimes there's some humor. I mean, it depends on the messages that come through. Yeah. Yeah, so this is what it's going to look like. The Ten of Cups here. Pretty much self-explanatory, you know, and these children, you know, they don't necessarily represent children. This doesn't have to represent, you know, your typical family structure of 2 kids and a marriage, and it can be whatever it can represent, that you two are going to be childlike together, you're going to have a lot of fun together. Yeah, this is beautiful. There's going to be, you know, all facets of the relationship are going to be gorgeous. You know, your personalities will shine. Yeah. And then we have the Page of Cups. So yeah, this is about, I love this card. How good is it? This is like, yep, all right, I'm hearing the calling. I'm gonna, you know, pigs will fly. You know, that is, yes, it is pig. And you know, there's a lot of love in this card. This guy's heart is beaming out. I mean, I also feel like this is referencing astral travel and like connection on the in the 5D planes. yeah, there's a lot of symbols and there's a lot of symbology in this card. It's a universal. This is interesting. Yeah, they know that this is more than the average connection. Like, this is like the masculine know that what the feminine was talking about wasn't crazy, and I mean, they knew about it before anyway. The masculine and the feminine are quite similar in some ways. They do, like, this is what's coming through. This is not anything I've researched. So there's like, in the middle, at the core, you know, there's definitely the similarities there, that like make up the things in common that we have, but outwardly, very differently do they express it. Some masculines generally don't express it at all unless they're really quite in tune with their feminine side, you know, internally within themselves. And the feminine, unless she's really quite in tune with their masculine side, is not going to feel comfortable enough talking about those things with other people. But she's daring to, and you know, because she's getting more daring, he's getting more daring to get in touch with his, you know, honesty and about his perception and about things that he feels have been going on, such as astral travel and meeting on the astral planes. You know, you'll dream about each other, or you'll wake up thinking that you've just had a dream about him, or vice versa. And then we have the Nine of Swords. I feel like this is the masculine, like, grieving all the shit that's happened, and he's also grieving letting go of the good. See how we've got this white raven and the rest of them are black? It's like, you know, there's some really, but he's so bad. Feels so bad for doing the really bad things that he feels were bad, such as abandoning you, or yeah, I think a lot of it comes down to abandonment, not being able to be there for you, not being able to communicate their feelings, anything like that. Excuse the housemates in the background if you can hear them. Okay. Let's see how the masculine, like, I'm just going to ask, and of course it'll come anyway, but let's see how the masculine, like, what's he... Where's he coming from? What's he realised about this situation and himself? Okay. Yep, he's realised that he's need to cut out some things. And, you know, be mentally astute and be onto it. Be, you know, no, don't put up with any bullshit. You know, he's realised that, yeah, life's too short for bullshit, and he's put up with enough as it is. Wow. And then we get the King of Swords. This is where he's going to be at after he's cut this shit out of his life. Like, look at her before, cut the shit out, like she's in a transitionary period, and look at him now. Like, yeah, so look at him before as him, look at him now, you know. You know, he's got it made. Like, he's still sitting on his own, but you know, he's taken some time out, you know, isolate himself a little bit, but we have to do that sometimes to get what we want. And he's abundant now, like, you know, he's got wisdom and he knows what's going on, and, you know, he's, I was going to say nocturnal, which is weird, you know, there's a bat here. It's like, he's excelling in every way in his life. Even in his sleep. I know that's the weirdest thing, but yeah, I mean, he's allowing himself to be, and yeah. And then we have the Page of Swords. So these are all swords. This is really interesting. So yeah, I think after he sort of released this stuff, it's like, I mean, he is. I mean, he's pretty much there. He's going to come in with some ideas and some inspiration and different perspectives. So many different perspectives. He's going to have worked his shit out. Alright, so I want to see... I want to see where he's at with the feminine. Oh, we got the Strength card again. So there's a strong connection here, obviously. She loves what is done for him. Okay, so the Queen of Swords again. Yep, just confirmation. Confirmation that he's cutting the shit out. And then we got the Temperance card. So he's working on balancing himself out and healing. But what about, where's he at? I mean, these might be the wrong ones. Where is he at? I'm going to get the Gaia, Dreams of Gaia Tarot. Where is he at with the feminine? What's he... what can we expect soon from the masculine? And I just go with the flow with these readings. There's no set structure. What's going to happen? What can the feminine expect next from the masculine? Ooh, masculine. Okay. Just going to get one more. Okay, so we have the Queen of Earth and the Eight of Swords. So he's going to come forward feeling very grounded. And he's going to be outwardly expressing who he is. The masculine will see a different. The feminine will see a difference in the masculine. She'll see it straight away. It might not look differently in terms of aesthetic stuff, but you'll definitely see the difference in him. And, the Eight of Swords, he's not messing around anymore. He knows that when he gets something wrong, it hurts him. See how this upside down sword is going into his hand. He knows the consequences of his actions. Now, he knows that it doesn't matter what he does now because he's going to always operate from his heart. I want to see if we can get some specific information about what the masculine is going to be. Let me just see. Sorry about this. I just have to see what comes in. Okay, so I'm getting, how will he go about this? I'm just trying to figure out which cards to use. Okay. Okay. How will he go about coming forward? And even when? So I am actually feeling like I keep getting several months time. This could be between, 2 weeks and freaking, this could be between 1 week, and 6 weeks, like even 12 weeks. But, that time can be going quite quickly. It is for me at the moment, and that time doesn't matter. So what's it going to look like and what's going to happen? This is interesting. I'm just going to get a couple more. Wow. I feel like for some of the, wow, I feel like for some of them, there's this message coming through about like the feminine walking away. And that it, you know, the masculine beating himself. I actually think he's really worried that he has walked away. This is interesting. The answer hasn't come through. It's like this is a message that's important. There's still a fear in him. This I can't know what it's going to look like because there's still this fear in him that you guys need to know is there. So he is actually still trying to battle that fuck. Oh, excuse my language, but that fucking raven squawking in his ear, you know, and then there's this person in the background yelling out to the, you know, ether, being like, "Come on, you know, what's going on?" You know, like, yeah, okay. There's a block there. All right, now let's see if I can get some. I just want to know if it's gonna look like what the feminine wants it to look like. Yes, it will. It's gonna look like what the feminine want. Everything is gonna be what the feminine wants. There's this. She's held on to hope. She's stayed faithful. This doesn't necessarily mean, you know, she's stayed faithful energetically. She's listened to him when he's come through for her. She's held on to hope. And her wishes are going to be fulfilled. And I also want to know what could the feminine do for the masculine when he does come back. So I just want to confirm the energy. Of course, we all know, you know, that. I mean, it's up to the feminine completely, but if she really wants to get what she wants with this man, like if she wants it to be happily ever after, she has to come in with an open heart. She has to forgive, like genuinely. I know you can't will this stuff, but you have to try and teach yourself to see that, you know, I did hear today that, you know, abuse and stuff just do not, like, cancels out any contract of sacred, any sacred contracts because that abuse is just not tolerated, right? You don't tolerate that. But, and everyone, you know, has to learn a lesson there for themselves on that. But, yeah, I just want to know what can the feminine do when the masculine comes back. She can be happy. You know, he is going to want to see her happy. Yes, my wishes have been fulfilled. Like, this is the wish fulfillment card. This is like, yes, you know, I can hear her saying, yes, you are my wish fulfilled. Yes, I'm so glad you came back. I'm so glad to see you, you know. Awesome. Okay, so let's see if there's any more lessons. What's going to be coming up over the next week or so for the masculines? Like, yeah, how they're going to be feeling, what's going to be going on in their mind, what's going to be coming up over the next couple of weeks, week or two, for the masculines. Healing. Self-explanatory. Feminines, if you do energy healing, if you know what to do, you need to know how to do it positively. You need to, yeah, so if you know how to do that stuff, you can do Reiki courses. I've done a Reiki course. I did level 2. I know about healing myself, healing other people. And obviously it's an energy that comes through you, just like I'm channeling. It's not literally your energy, and it should never be, because that depletes you. Then go ahead and heal, you know, send some healing energy and love to the masculine. And then we have the mind. So he's definitely going to be working on his head. It's the healing of the mind. He's going to be sorting out his mind. He's already pretty much there. He's just going to be making sure that he's got the kinks out a little bit, you know. I mean, everyone fucks up sometime, but he's just making sure everything's put in place and he's ready before he comes forward. And the source, which is really interesting because I just said about the energy healing, so the energy comes from source. So he's going to be operating from that more. Yeah, and he's going to be enjoying his life. his existence. He's just gonna be happy to exist. He's gonna be happy with the feminine. He's gonna be happy with the feminine, and you guys, he's taken on a new perspective completely. Okay, so I'm just gonna get a spirit animal oracle. Yeah. This and that are true. So this is a card about saying, one perspective is true and so is the other, because if you feel it's true, that's your perspective. Do you know what I mean? So, things can be true depending on where you're at and what you align with. Because whatever's true for you is true, in a sense. It's in your reality. So it's about understanding the other person and understanding that even if they feel differently right now, or if they're thinking differently, it doesn't take away from your connection. But really the message that's coming through is that even though before, if you guys have been different, stuff is aligning even more so now. But you just need to understand that what happened before was misinterpretation and miseducation on the stuff that had been going on. Sometimes life stings. So, yeah, I mean, that's pretty much leading off from what I was saying before. Shit happens. And it gets better. Overcome any obstacle. Exactly. Alright, I want to get one more. So, how does the masculine see the divine feminine? I do mumble a little bit. I have a false tooth plate, so I just had to get that last year. So talking with it is difficult. A little bit more difficult. So bear with me. Surrender now. Okay, this is a call to the feminines to surrender completely. Practice this, and this is what the masculine is actually doing. He's not far away. In fact, he's so not far away that I want to actually clarify this surrender now to see. I just don't know what's going on here. What do I want to? Let's just see what comes out. I just feel like there's this momentum coming. It's really there. Like, I really feel like things have ramped up so much in the last. Ten of Cups and Page of Cups. Yeah. So this is like friends and celebrations and bonfires on the beach and, in the country. Awesome. So many just beautiful images. Just beautiful people, wisdom, and the Page of Cups is like that fish has gone back in the ocean. It's time to start now to. It's like live on. It's like it's time now for him to give this cup to the feminine, bring it forward. I mean, it's a card of messages of love, and it's a card of taking the first step. Wow. All right. So I'm just going to get Wisdom of the Oracle, a couple of them, and then we'll call it. So we got Between Worlds, and instantly I was like, yeah, the masculine and the feminine's world are completely different, and this is balancing them. And this is also balancing your world and their world. You know, you guys each have different worlds, and you need to be able to meet in the middle. And also, I feel like, you know, there's different versions of yourselves out there. I mean, people talk about different realities and stuff, and I'm starting to actually see that this is probably possible. That there are many possibilities. So as long as you keep your heart open and receptive, then you will always know what's best for you. But never hang your hat on anything. Always stay open. Exchanging gifts. That's it. So, you know, there are a lot of, I don't know why this is coming out, it's really interesting, but there are a lot of beautiful people in your life, and you need to see this. And it is possible to have many different beautiful people in your life. And, you know, it doesn't have to be one particular person that you set your soul on, or you set your heart on, or your hopes on. Anyway, and so what's the final message for the Divine Masculine and the Feminine, just to sort of top this, from this deck, top this reading off? Clean it up. Yeah, so definitely get rid of the crap from your mind, the shit going around and around. Try and just drop it, drop the bullshit. And we'll get one more. Yeah, clean it up, and also just clean up your own act, is what I'm getting, and then round and round. So is it interesting? Round and round. Yeah, like there are cycles. We're going in. There are so many cycles, and it's like we can go round and round with a person, you know, round and round. But the cycles change, and they will always change. They might feel like nothing much is changing, but there's little things under the surface that are changing, and yeah, I mean, eventually shit will get cleaned up through these cycles. Beautiful. And we'll get one last card from the Moon. We'll get 3 of these. We'll get one for the Masculine, one for the Feminine, and one for the Union. So what's going on? A card for the Masculine, please. Advice or messages, whatever. Work through your fears. Couldn't be more apt. I mean, obviously we all do, but right now that's what it's doing. For the Feminine, you and your loved ones are safe. This, for me, there's a message coming through to say that it's okay to, you know, if you're not in communication with the twin and with your twin, it's okay to, you know, hang out with other people, even see other people. I mean, whatever you do is up to you, but it's safe to be who you want to be and express yourself with other people and go through healing with other people. And then for the Union, don't let pride get in your way. Yeah, it's like, don't let your own opinion of yourself and how you think other people are going to see you get in the way of you moving forward. Pretty self-explanatory. All right, guys. Love you. Take care. Bye.